This is Match Week. You are joined by myself, Ardi Emini. We discuss everything soccer from the highs and the lows in the sporting week to the news that is relevant to you. You are listening top of the hour on WFC Upper Montclair. And this is Match Week! We're back! Injecting into my veins! Ah! I'm so excited to be here today. I don't know if you guys can tell, but in studio today, I am joined by Steve Moncayo.
Hello, guys.
Dimitrios Rodriguez.
What's up?
And Luke Cirianni.
What's up?
Boys, how we doing today? How we feeling?
Feeling amazing. Feeling great.
Amazing?
Doing
Feeling
well.
good?
Feeling good, yeah.
Nice. Now, boys, it's been a bit since I've been on air. Last time we were here, we were talking about transfers and stuff, blah. One recent update on transfers I'm going to give that we missed was Zaniolo going to Galatasaray. Really sad. Sorry to hear. Career over. Went for the money. What, do you guys think Turkey is like that competitive anymore?
I think it is.
No.
Nah, it's not as competitive as it used to be, dude.
No.
Okay, when it was like Drogba and Wesley Sneijder on like Galatasaray and like Beşiktaş were popping off, I understood. Okay. Now it's not as competitive. It's a washed up Dele Alli in the league, and your best player in Wout Weghorst went to the #1 club in England. You know, like
It's funny. City?
Yeah, that's okay.
I remember.
I'm sorry, I'm calling full cylinders with the propaganda today, boys. Plain and simple.
You went to City?
You went to
Yeah,
City.
he
What
went
do you
to
mean?
City, yeah.
What are you talking about? City's. I mean, speaking of City, you guys want to hop right into it. Man City about to get hit with a point deduction. Maybe even more sanctions getting hit onto the club. Now, there's a whole debacle and debate here about what's going on. Obviously, this topic first came about last year when UEFA tried banning Man City from the Champions League.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right? The argument and that trial didn't go through because of the evidence that was presented. And some of the evidence that was presented was outside of the UEFA window, whereas with the Premier League's been a thing since 1992, I want to say?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
1992. So they're able to go back as far as they can, like archival-wise. And with this, what's going on, here's the possible consequences. Now, I'm first going to explain the consequences of what can happen, and then I'm going to explain what they did, and you guys tell me whether they like line up or not, like if it's fair or if it's unfair, right?
Okay.
So we have possible consequences as suspension from playing Premier League games, points deduction, replay matches, and by replay matches, just to explain, they would have to replay the QPR game with the epic Aguero moment. They would have to replay, I think, a game against Man United. That was like in 2014. So you're going to bring back Marwan Fellaini from China.
Yeah. You gotta bring back all the players.
Yeah.
No way.
Everyone that was listed on the matchday rosters. So then, I know. Tell me about it. They also would have to replay, I think, a FA Cup game. Am I mistaken? I think it's either FA Cup or Carabao Cup game.
I think it's a Carabao Cup game.
Yeah. So it was the Carabao Cup final they won against what small team was it?
Yeah, I think I know what small team was.
It was basically against like a smaller like EFL 1 team they made against the Carabao Cup and they beat. So they might have to replay that game as well. So just clarifies like what replay games mean.
Some of these guys are like retired. They can even like play. Or
Yeah,
be
right.
on
Some
watch.
like-
Balotelli could
Aguero-
come back. It's like, why always me?
Yeah, bro, no, not only that, Aguero has like a heart arrhythmia.
Yeah,
Man physically cannot be allowed to play. Oh my
crazy.
god. We also have expulsion from the Premier League, and there's a report saying that the championship would not even accept Man City. Compensation, so they'd have to financially compensate other teams that were affected by this. Refusal.
Ooh.
There we go. Words are a struggle some days, guys. Of registration of new signings. Conditional punishment. That I don't know what that meant. That was just like thrown up there. Like, is he gonna like spank him? Like, I don't know. Fines. I mean, they're gonna pay it off. They're owned by Saudis, whatever. And make such other order as it sees fit. So basically, they could just like stomp on them all they want, no consequences, no repercussions.
And I mean, how many of these punishments are going through?
Well,
I
none
mean,
so far.
I think 0.
Well, here's the thing, because they've laid out the investigation is happening, and then now Man City's in the appellate court for arbitration, right, for sport. So they're trying to appeal it and stop this from happening. So here's the thing, right? So it's over 100 charges that have been revealed.
That
yes,
they found. There should be more actually.
between the seasons of 2009-10 and 2017-18. And just to clarify, if they get stripped of their Premier League titles they won in this era, add 3 more to the United Trophy cabinet. Come on, Manchester is red. Thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. Manchester is red. No, but all joking aside, actually, it'd be crazy to think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won a Premier League title because of this.
Wow.
Like, I was gonna be like, bring it back, or even Mourinho. Mourinho would even consider to have a title with United because he finished second.
Yep.
That's insane.
So here's the thing. So this has been a 4-year investigation from the Premier League. 4 years this has been happening. So it's not like this has been ever since UEFA had an investigation. They were like, oh, we're gonna start our own. They've been investigating into this for 4 years, which is why they've had it from the 17-18 season. I mean, what are you guys thinking about some of these consequences just to start off from?
Isn't it an independent committee that's like looking at it?
Well, technically, it's an independent committee, but they're being hired by the Premier League.
I just know the guy that's in charge of it is an Arsenal fan, so
Arsenal guaranteed the league.
I think
Maybe.
I think that's what he wants to do. But
Oh man.
I mean, I was looking at some of the stuff. Oh, I mean, what was one? I think they paid like Pellegrini like money outside of the contract for doing something.
Probably.
It was just something that, like they were like spoofing sponsorships and.
Well, yeah, they were. So here's the thing.
a lot of stuff.
So they were basically they were just making their books dirty because when it comes to having a financial power that they have, they can label anything as a certain sponsor. And then they can just have the money funnel in however way, right? Because the problem is that when Man City were first injecting the money into the club, they didn't do it the right way, realistically. They first went to see how can we get the money in and fast, get our project done now, and then we can start working on the small stuff surrounding the club. Because they wanted to make the club appealing in regards to players and then fix up the youth academy and the whole nine behind it. And they did that by falsifying documents saying how certain sponsors were certain sponsors even though they weren't. And they were sort of trying to make the claims that, because basically what happened is that around this time as well in like 2009-10, they introduced financial fair play. And I think everyone in here knows what financial fair play is, but for the audience that does not know, financial fair play is basically a rule where a club cannot spend more than their than basically what they make, right? So they can't overspend their revenue. So let's say with Newcastle, right? Because Newcastle recently got bought out, they cannot spend over the revenue they make, which is why everyone's like, oh, why aren't they making all these signings, blah, blah, blah. Newcastle basically has a limit because they can't spend more of their revenue. And when Mike Ashley was in charge of Newcastle, they basically were being drained of any funds because he wasn't taking care of the arena. He got they changed the name of St. James's Park to Sports Direct Arena through advertisements, and all that money went to Mike Ashley, didn't even go to the club. So that's why they sort of been in like a financial gray area of what they could spend because they sort of have to make time and space for finances for a club that was so poorly mismanaged.
Yeah.
I think that's where the Premier League is acknowledging it. And I think that's where they're acknowledging on their own end to make sure none of this, like what city's happening to them, like will happen to them. So that's like an example. But basically they were falsifying documents to show money was coming in when it really wasn't. And it was all basically companies that were based out of like Saudi Arabia that were like owned by like the same people that own Man City and stuff.
Man, I mean, I heard like even all these charges, it's gonna be like just a small point deduction. That's it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Right now, a small point deduction though can
Big deal.
it's a really big deal right now because somehow you could boost Spurs, United, and Newcastle up to maybe a third or second place spot guaranteed.
Yeah. We already saw what happened with Juventus. Like,
Juventus.
Yeah, but Juve was 15-point deduction. I think they have sanctions being thrown on them right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Like the whole board resigned.
Yeah, it's really bad.
But they were pushing second place at that time.
Yeah,
when the
exactly.
reduction
They
came,
had
so
like somewhat of a
they were
chance.
they were somewhat
never know.
close. They wouldn't
Things
have won,
happen.
but they would have been top 4 guaranteed.
Now, my thing is that so obviously like the claims that are made by the FA, just to put this into retrospect for the audience, this could take up to 4 years. of like actually being resolved.
Yeah.
And the thing is that's being argued is that realistically, will Pep leave by the time this is finished? Because technically his contract's up at the end of it. He's almost done everything besides win a Champions League. I mean, that could happen this season. I wouldn't put it past them. But what do we think of Pep Guardiola? Here's the thing. Here's my question. Has Pep Guardiola's time at City been a success or a failure?
I say it's success.
Success.
Yeah, success.
All right, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to say it's a failure, and here's the arguments that have been made for it. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate, Steven. Don't give me that look. I have to be a fair adjudicator
All right.
and a good sports pundit.
Okay. All right.
So here's the arguments that are being made. That because of how much money City has spent, because let's be real right now, City I think has spent around 600 to 800 million since Pep has got there, or even more. And the arguments being made is that yes, even though Pep Guardiola has a tactical prowess, that if you put a top manager over there like a Mourinho or a Conte or a Pochettino or whoever, if you gave them that financial security of getting whoever they want, whereas like for example Mourinho, right? Mourinho's big problem when he goes to a lot of clubs is that the clubs will never assign exactly who he wants. Mm-hmm. Antonio Conte is sort of the same issue, but it's also the fact of the matter that they will never attribute his signings to his actual playing style. So he'll ask for a player for a certain playing style, but they just won't acknowledge that he has a certain coaching technique. And then there's also the point of Pochettino where it's like, oh, look what he did at Spurs. He wasn't allowed to spend any money there. He wasn't allowed to do anything because they were trying to build a stadium and they had loans to pay off. And yet he made it to a Champions League final. He got himself in the top four numerous times with Spurs. So that was sort of the arguments there. So the argument being made is that Pep Guardiola, yes, has won a league numerous times. He's won Carabao Cups, but he did nothing in Europe, and that was the one thing that City wanted when they were winning in the Premier League prior to Pep being there.
Yeah, I agree with you though. I think this is the year they could probably do it because I saw PSG doesn't look good. There's only a couple teams there that can kind of push them. But I remember an interview last year with Pep. They asked him if City ever lied to you, would you leave? And he said, if they lied to me, I'd be gone in an instant. So maybe. Because I'm sure maybe he didn't know about this, maybe he did, but so he could leave at the end of the year.
I think he knew.
He
had to know, right?
He's just he's what he's doing is covering his own bases in the media by saying, "Oh, I'm just a coach. I'm here to make sure that everything tactically goes well." Yep. If you're a manager of a club, you know everything's going on.
True.
Yeah.
Nothing's being hidden behind you.
100%.
Because let's look at the example of an Arsene Wenger or a Sir Alex, right? Managers who are known to have huge success at a club are in the know for everything. They're not lied to about anything. They're not misled about anything. They know everything that there is going on, so that way they can continue the success. And Pep Guardiola is following that sort of mantra. But, I mean, here's the thing. Man City, this season, Erling Haaland. So, here's my question, right? Haaland's on track to getting the Golden Boot, and in fact, even breaking the record for it.
Yeah.
But yet they might not finish first. So now my question is that considered a failure of a season for City?
I think it is.
Probably,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That roster always has the expectation to win every year, right?
Yeah.
But
100%.
I mean, they just hit that roster got hit by a huge change with not having João Cancelo for the rest of the season.
I mean,
maybe in the
that's
future.
Pep's
I didn't
fault.
even expect that to happen.
That was Pep's decision because they were having arguments because João Cancelo wanted to play majority of the time. I mean, obviously he's one of the, if not the best fullback in the world.
He is the best fullback.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He's the best fullback in the world, of course.
He wanted to play that FA Cup game.
Yeah, I mean, and if you have an 18-year-old Rico Lewis, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good, but it's, I mean,
it wasn't just the FA Cup game. It was sort of like numerous performances where it's like, look, I understand you're trying to vet new talent in.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But in a season where we might not win the league and we have a goal scorer with 25 plus goals already, there's no excuse to be playing every game 110% to make sure we guarantee ourselves a cup.
Yeah.
And everyone's been arguing sort of the mentality of like, oh, because everything that's been going on with City and such, that the mentality behind the locker room is that we won everything, who cares? Right? And that everyone's sort of like lackadaisical going into games.
And also, it's like, remember, what was that one? I forgot what game it was. He called out. He didn't specifically call names, but he called out like certain players. And if you watch that game, you know he called out like KDB, Bernardo Silva, Cancelo. Like he called out Kyle Walker. He called out a lot of the senior guys also. So it's also, I think, that transitional period. Like a lot of the young guys are getting in, and a lot of the old guys, they're getting older, and they have to like. I think that happens with every team. Like, there's always like that golden era within like a certain squad, and then towards like the latter end, it's like that weird transition thing that's going on. Same thing, kind of like with Chelsea. Like they're putting all the young guys in, taking all the older guys out.
But I think with Chelsea, it's a different story. They're sort of forced to, with everything that's going on at the club injury wise, and plus managerially. So
impulse buy,
exactly. That's who I'm worried about for FFP.
No, but they don't have no debt. That's the thing. They're able to like spend all that.
They had a transfer ban period, and they made so much money in that transfer ban period.
Yeah, that's the thing that still boggles me, that they still made money even though they had a transfer ban.
They was selling everybody.
They was like, yo, out, all of you, get out.
I know this next upcoming summer, I feel like Chelsea's gonna have a massive like clean out.
Yeah, for the older players.
Well, here's the thing: a lot of players are expiring on a contract. I mean, they already got rid of some deadwood. Jorginho went to Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't want to talk about that.
You don't. We're gonna talk about it in a bit. Don't worry, Dimitrios. We're gonna talk about it in a bit. Not right now. I'm gonna give you a breather. You have some time. Don't worry.
For you.
But here's the thing, right? They're getting rid of some deadwood. I mean, obviously, Marcos Alonso's out of the club. He's at Barcelona, right? We obviously have the likes of Jorginho going out of the club. Conte contract expires soon. He's coming off another injury. See what's going on there. Dennis Zakaria, is he gonna stay?
I think so.
Everything that's happening at Juve, do you think they're going to try to sign him on a permanent?
I think they're going to bring him back and just try to sell him.
Yeah, but they're probably going to sell him for cheap.
Juve's going to bring him back?
And sell him.
Juve,
Really?
No,
I think
Juve
Chelsea
would
can keep
have,
him.
if they try to sell him back to Chelsea, they would have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Because of the fact, like, oh, he's ready to be at the club, cultured. You're going to have to spend more now because you know what you're going to get from him.
Exactly.
But Zakaria proved himself this year. I think Chelsea would keep him. That's what I think.
Well, I don't think
he played pretty well.
But he's been getting injured here or there, and I think the problem is that I don't think Zakaria is the right player for the right time.
Yeah.
Because Chelsea is in such, I want to say shambles, because they're not in shambles,
I don't
right?
think they're in shambles.
I think it's just they've been very unfortunate with everything. Because if they've had everyone fully fit, everything going right, I think this would be a whole different season for Chelsea. Now, I think their biggest problem honestly came from up top, was that making all these signings, having it suit towards a certain manager like Thomas Tuchel, and then firing him and being thrown grandpa of the job and say, hey, find out what you can do with this. So I think that's sort of like where we have to like be wary of and sort of be cautious, But
and also I wanted to go back to the City thing, because I feel that they should, in my opinion, I feel like they should get knocked down to like the lowest tier, like 8th, like Sunday League.
Oh my
get,
God.
like knocked all because like.
Look, here's the thing. I do agree that they need to be punished, because I think this sets a precedent for any club that like wants to financially dope, and or even sports wash, as we see with like Newcastle, as we saw with Chelsea when Roman Abramovich first bought the club. It's like it's not the fact I want this to happen to City. I want this to happen to any club that's doing it, because I want an example to be made of, because the issue is that the Premier League is sort of becoming the Super League, right? It's that they can buy whoever they want, wherever they want, for however much money. Like, when it comes to the fact that Bournemouth can be tied to a Zaniolo and be able to pay $50 million for him, I think there's a problem.
Yeah.
So, because then it's not making it fair for all the other clubs who have to rely on every little piece of income.
And also, if you look at it like the January transfer market, the amount of money the Premier League spend compared to the other like leagues, it's insane. It's like
I think each year the Premier League makes all the other leagues a little bit weaker every single year.
Well, because here's the thing: they just bought, like, for example, Chelsea. 2 of the players they just bought, both over $100 million. Mudryk and also Enzo Fernandez. It's
not many clubs could afford that.
No, and it's but here's the thing: the price tags are absolutely getting ridiculous too, though. But that's a topic we keep harping on numerous times. We might just have to make a whole episode just dedicated to what's wrong financially in the Prem. I know it's not an economics podcast, but we got to talk about it, But here's the thing we're going to transition into. Today, there's a big game. Speaking of City, and having our resident Arsenal fan in here, Arsenal versus Man City. Dimitrios, how you feeling? What you thinking?
We're gonna lose.
You think you're gonna lose?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Because of the way we've been playing, and I feel like we've been found out. How the way
you think you've been
playing.
found out?
Yeah, right from that Everton game, the way they just bullied us, and they just stifled us on the wings.
But you know what I think it was? I don't think you guys got bullied and out.
And plus, we came in ignorantly. I think that
Yes,
I think like, oh, since they're on the bottom, we're gonna win. And I saw that from like the first 5 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're gonna lose.
That's what I was gonna say. I
Someone
don't
bite
think
my
I don't think you
surprise.
guys got found out. I think it was just the fact that you guys just weren't mentally there. I think that's been Arsenal's biggest attribute this season, is that their mentality for every game has always been there.
But then who we played, Brentford. That goal was offside. I don't want to get into that. I got into a massive argument off that like 2 days ago. But
Yeah, Brentford's also just a good side. There's
they're
nothing
a
you can
very
do.
good side
They were
too.
in
Yeah.
form at the time, yeah.
They didn't lose a game since
Yeah.
October, I
Yeah.
believe. But I mean, this is a massive game. I think for if Arsenal win this, they're like 6 points ahead, and if City win, they're like tied.
Yeah.
But they're gonna beat them on goal difference.
But here's the biggest thing to worry about for Arsenal is what happens when Thomas Partey comes off the pitch.
Oh my god, we crumbled so
Yeah,
fast.
and like, don't get me wrong. Like, you look, okay, so Jorginho made his debut, right? Subbed off Thomas Partey. Now, do I think him going on for Partey is the right move? No. Him going on for
Xhaka.
for Xhaka, maybe.
I think that's
and I
what
hate to say it, he's my Albanian. I want him on for full 90 minutes, even though I hate Arsenal. I want to see him thrive. You know, Kucha Z, come on. But, but no, genuinely, it's like you have to get like for like replacements because Jorginho is not a party. But he's also not a Granit Xhaka either. He's just a ball distributor from deep, right? His deep line ball progression is sort of Jorginho's specialty. He has nothing else going for him. So you can't expect him to go on for a Thomas Partey and do all of his work.
Yeah.
Especially when he's not like the best player. I'm sorry.
He's not even like physical. He's not. He's like he can't even really press. And
He's
we, like,
just a
press
ball
now.
player. That's all
Yeah.
he is. Which sometimes is all you need, though. For Arsenal, do I think they were set up for that in that moment? No. Because especially when you're playing against an Everton side that's on a bounce back with a brand new manager that's going to play sort of more of a deep line block, putting on Jorginho does not make sense.
And what made me more upset is that they beat us and then they go to Liverpool and Liverpool just
Dogs them.
yeah, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh my god. But also, it's just that we lost two of our top transfers. One to Chelsea, Mudryk. That Mudryk was going all over Instagram.
Well, Mudryk was going to go to Arsenal, but Chelsea just offered him way more money.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Chelsea offered Shakhtar more money, and they also offered Mudryk more money. There's
And
nothing you can
that's-
do.
I know, penny pinch on Arsenal, so we always do. And the second one was with Moises Concedo.
Yeah.
We could have got. I know we went in for him.
But I don't think.
But I don't
paying
think
the
deep down
70
we weren't
million
gonna do it.
No, but I don't think 70 million in the January was worth it because I don't think.
I think he's even worth 70 million.
No, but Moises Caicedo is someone you buy for the future in the summer, not someone you buy to win the league. I don't think buying him now wins you the league.
I think they were just gonna buy him more for Partey
Yeah, for
cover.
like protection.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Partey cover.
Personally, I think you shouldn't have let Lukonga go on loan to Crystal Palace, and I think Jorginho is still gonna be a good signing for you.
Congo is like
But it doesn't matter.
Well, Lukonga didn't really play. I've seen Lukonga play like preseason, and like he's good. But
my thing is that Lukonga's more of a like for like replacement for Partey than Jorginho.
But like,
So
every
having-
time he
'cause-
played him as a
no, but-
six,
no,
he was
but-
never like really good. Or
Yeah,
like,
but the thing is that you gotta understand, like when it comes to Arsenal making that last stretch of the season to winning the league,
you need everybody.
they need that depth. They cannot afford to send people out on loan. So honestly, the forward coverage and getting Trossard made sense. Getting QR in the back line makes sense. Back line coverage.
yeah.
Honestly, I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, Jorginho looks so bad." Getting him in the midfield as a $10 million signing for someone who's gonna be on the bench rotation, who you might need to play in some of the lesser games, I think makes sense.
Yeah.
No, it does. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think in that Everton game, it did mess up on you, and it sort of didn't work out right. But it's someone you're still gonna need. So I think Arsenal overall still did well in the January transfer window. I think they played it smart because I think that 10 million from Jorginho wins you the league, whereas that 70 million for Caicedo doesn't. I don't think that helps you win the league. Personally, I don't think that will get you to win the league spending 70 million in January.
you don't, oh, okay.
I mean,
I've just always
You
seen
never know.
Jorginho. I'm just like, oh god. That day when like we just went right for him, I was like, and he wants to leave England. He wants to go back to Italy. He's been trying to leave Chelsea.
Yeah, but
And it's
dude,
just like,
10
man.
million for a year, that's how much you pay in contracts. You might as well just risk it for him to help you win a title, though.
It's not a high risk deal. It's pretty.
It's not.
pretty.
It's
It's pretty
really
safe.
not.
Safe.
I know, but it's just I'm in the frame of mind that I'm like we could have got Caicedo for the future. I'm still like in that,
Yeah,
but
here's the thing,
I don't
but
hate
personally-
Jorginho.
no,
It's
but
just that
personally,
what it
I
was.
think you get Caicedo for cheaper in the summer. I think so.
I think we're moving on
That
to a
is
different
true.
target. I think that was. I think we might get like, what's that guy from Spain? Zubamendi. I think we might like go for him or like Declan Rice or something.
Honestly,
like that.
why not both? Why not both Caicedo and Zubamendi? Zubamendi's not gonna be that expensive. I can tell you right now, he won't be.
No. But I don't know. I don't. It's not like I don't dislike Jorginho. It's just that our everything else is young, but like our midfield is like average age is like 30.
Yeah, it's true.
So like we have to like refresh the whole midfield. I think they're gonna do that this summer. I think Champions League's a lock. With the league, I
Yeah.
don't really think I will know if we win the league by like I think by April. That's about it because
No, that's a fair assumption.
but because like if we would have beaten Everton and we would have beat Brentford, we think we would have been like what 9 or 11 points ahead.
Yeah.
And then I would have been like, okay, then we got like a 4 games basically cushion, but like right now like they like choked.
I mean,
up
but
twice.
here's the thing: you guys did beat United in the second game, though, which I think gave you cushion there. Because if United had won against you and won against Palace twice, I think they'd be right on your neck.
Yeah, it would have been like even like
Yes.
or like by 1 point behind.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that anyway? Like that last goal, like going in.
It's just you
Watched
gotta
it
understand. I think it's just the fact of that
I thought it was offside.
Get the
That's why I didn't like celebrate. I'm like, nah, it's gotta
Nah,
be offside.
It's look, it happens. I think it's just a matter of the fact that the second time around, I think Arteta gets it right especially when Ten Hag's men are at such a high level, and I think it was a big learning curve of a game because we sort of hit that small rut, and obviously like Erik's announced the bits are in, we're gonna figure out more things. So I don't know. I felt like it was a good learning curve. Like not every loss is a bad thing. Sometimes it will help us out further down the line in the league. So.
And also that rivalry coming back from the old days.
Oh,
Arsenal
yeah,
versus
dude,
Man U. We
it's-
needed that for a long
No, yeah, that was a
time.
good. That was a
That
good
Because
game.
That was
for
an
the
entertaining
for the
game.
longest time, it's like everyone's being too nice to each other. It's like, oh yeah, I got respect for that, bro. It's like no, like I want some rivalry. I want you to hate each other for no reason. I want you to talk poorly about each other's mother in a final. You know, like come on. Like, that's what I want. That's what football is, bro. But let's talk about possible lineups for this game, though. So we have, obviously for Arsenal, it's going to be Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko, right? I don't think there's any argument there. You have Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli in midfield, and Nketiah up front.
You think
Now-
Martinelli's gonna play?
I think he's going to play. What do you think of Nketiah up front?
He's more like a goal poacher in a way.
Yeah, but, like, he's
been good. Like his overall game
I
has
was
like
gonna say
really
like
changed. It's really,
Jesus out, like Nketiah in. He's been
Yeah, but he doesn't have like that technical ability like Jesus. Like because Jesus will like, drop back in and link up.
Well, yeah, I know,
with
but I'm just
everybody.
saying, like he's still been putting in a shift. Like I've been pretty surprised with how well Nketiah has been doing.
No, he's been good. Like some of the goals that like he got, I don't think Jesus would have gotten because like a lot of times Nketiah will just stay in the box. And
Yeah.
he has like that instinctive, which is just when the ball comes in, he's just going for it.
If I were you, I'd be excited when Jesus comes back to link up with Trossard. That's what I'd be excited for. Because the link up play between those two,
Him and Martinelli were like linking up like very well.
I know, but I'm just saying because Trossard
Yeah, like
is a known goal scorer for Brighton.
But
So imagine Gabby Jesus trying to find him all the time up front. Like, come on,
my question is like, I think Trossard's gonna start, not Martinelli,
really
My
against
friend,
City?
my friend thought that too. Yeah, my friend.
just
been telling me
because
that,
of
yeah.
the instant impact that he came out for substitution against
And
Brentford.
Martinelli's
But I
been a
think-
little-
also Martinelli's been a little bit
shaky,
iffy.
a little iffy
Yeah, but here's
for
the
a
thing.
while.
I think when you're going up against a City, you need to have your guaranteed 11
I
you've
definitely
had
agree,
for a
yeah.
majority of the season. And if something might not be going right, that's when you make the sub in the game. I think don't start Trossard yet until he's fully vetted into the team.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, he was starting week in and week out for Brighton, but that doesn't mean you can transition smoothly into playing week in and week out for Arsenal.
But I think Trossard's gonna play regardless.
Oh
If he
yeah,
doesn't-
he's gonna
he's
play.
gonna
I'm
play.
not denying that.
100%,
He's definitely gonna play. He's either gonna. I would not deny the fact that he would start. I just think logically it makes more sense to have a Martinelli start and then sub it on
I
Trossard.
think it'll be like a big factor in this game because he's been impressive recently.
And personally,
And
if,
also,
if
like
I'm,
teams can get at City now, like their defense,
Yeah.
and, like it's
Yeah.
been really
Oh, yeah.
shaky.
oh yeah, especially no Cancelo, of course it's shaky. My thing is that if I'm Arteta, if I have to make a midfield sub, I would much rather throw Zinchenko in that midfield and have Kieran Tierney come on at left back personally,
true.
or even Tomiyasu, because when you're coming against a City, you're not risking it with a Jorginho.
No, but, like the way like Zinchenko's been playing is like I'll see him play like he's just like a weird like he's kind of like
He's
a 10.
everything.
He's just floating, especially that Man U game. He was just all over the
That's
place.
what I'm saying. It's like I think Jorginho, if you're going to utilize him, make sure you're utilizing him in the midfield and bring on another defender. Because I think he just flows in so well in the midfield with everyone else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to talk about, of course, the opposing side. We talk about their sanctions and stuff, but they still got to play games. They still got to play games.
I think that's like affecting the morale. It has to be like.
I mean, well, here's
all
the
those
thing, right?
sanctions
So, the back line might look like Nathan Ake playing at left back. And you have Laporte, Akanji, and Kyle Walker.
That's like the bench right there, basically.
I wouldn't say
No,
the
isn't
bench.
Ruben Diaz back?
Yeah, he
he
is.
Is he
is.
going to be back for this game?
I
I
think.
think he is because he
Is
played
he gonna
last
play
game and
He did play last game.
He played pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, cool. He played pretty well, but
But I still think Akanji starts. just because-
I'm not going to lie. I think this back line's been struggling so much not having John Stones.
Yeah.
He's been such a linchpin
He's
so
their main
far.
center back,
So
in my
good.
opinion.
But the midfield, of course, do we even have to guess what the midfield's going to be? It's going to be Bernardo Silva, Rodri, De Bruyne. There's no arguing that. Front line. This is contentious. Who do we think?
Mahrez definitely starts.
Uh-huh.
Mars.
100%. Haaland.
Uh-huh.
Then
Maybe
probably
Foden?
Grealish.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
Just because I don't
Where's
know
that
why
Foden?
just hasn't been involved in the
Foden's
squad. I don't know
not-
why.
You know
why.
what it is? I think ever since he came back from international break, he's just been a bit iffy. I don't know why.
But,
It's
I
just-
they need him back in that squad. Like, that
but he just hasn't
spark.
been linking up well. And it's just like sometimes like the team flows differently.
Yeah.
And when teams are finding you out more and they see what you're doing, you have to change things up. And I think having a more personally, if you're gonna have to maybe make a risky sub in the game, having a Phil Foden go on for a Bernardo Silva or even I might have to say it, Kevin De Bruyne, would not be a bad option.
Yeah. True.
But what formation you think they'll do? Because City did like a 3-1.
Well, here's the thing, they-
3-2-4-1.
So here's the thing: they always line up as a 4-3-3, but the fullbacks vary their positions depending on how the game plays, which is why Cancelo worked so well for that Pep system. Even in Zinchenko, we see what he does for Arsenal now.
But like, City and Arsenal play the same.
Well, yeah,
Like,
because
I mean, like Arteta's from like the school of Pep.
yeah,
So it's kind of basically look at like a mirror in a sense, like the apprentice versus the master. This is like a lot of these taglines they can like use for it, but I don't know. I just have a feeling City's is gonna just nudge us. I could be
I think
wrong.
it's gonna be another
but,
1-0 win for City. Or maybe 1-1 tie.
But we're home, right? Arsenal's at
Yeah.
home.
I think so.
I say they're
Oh,
tired.
It might be up. I don't know.
It'll be a good game. Those managers know each other really
Yeah.
well, obviously. So
Yeah, but like Arsenal's lost like I think every game against City except that FA Cup game. I think since like 2016 going onwards.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean that's true. It's valid. But results. What do we think? What are we thinking?
2-1 City.
I say 1-0 City. But
in my
with a contentious tie, maybe.
in my heart, because I'm a fan, I'm gonna put 2-1, but my head's saying either 1-1 or 1-0 for City.
I'm gonna be a little bit outside the box. I'm gonna say 6-4 Man City. Nah, I'm just joking.
Imagine that happened. Imagine that happened. You didn't put that bet down.
I mean, yo, like low key.
I can look and see a 3-2.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's going to depend on how Saliba can mark up Holland, to be honest. Because I think that's the one thing we haven't truly seen yet is how well this back line can handle him. Because
I don't think Holland's even going to be playing, they said, right? Or that's what
Oh,
Pep
because he has a
usually
little
said.
bit of injury.
Yeah, that
Oh,
injury
man.
on his
Wait a
neck.
minute. Wow.
He still plays.
he's playing.
He's gonna play.
Well, your neck's going to stop you. Wow. Just stop the ball and shoot. Come on. Like, no, I'm just joking. No, but I think you need Holland this game. I mean,
Julian Alvarez might be making an appearance too.
to be honest, I think I'd start both of them. Start Julian Alvarez out left and have Holland in the middle.
Maybe.
Who over Alvarez over Grealish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause to be honest,
Fair.
I think Grealish needs to leave City personally. He
It's
doesn't
little
suit that
overrated.
team at all. It's not that he's overrated. He's not a system player.
No, yeah, I don't
he's
think
not a
he
Pep
is.
system player. Like I said this when he first signed the City.
I also said, too, that he's not going to do well at City.
But no. I said this when he first signed. He is a prime example of what a Sir Alex Ferguson signing was. Prime example. A flashy English lad who likes to go into this team and be creative and do all the work. Where in a Pep system, he does not thrive like that at all. He's not a system player. We saw how well it worked at Aston Villa, being just free flowing, do whatever he wants. And you can't do that at a City because A, Pep system. B, you're not gonna pass and play the ball in better than Kevin De Bruyne. You're not gonna score better than Haaland. And you're not faster than Phil Foden or Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. So it's like, what can you really do at that club?
That's true.
But let's get back into the rest of the league here, because we have a whole lot going on. Now, let's talk about Man United? Question mark. I mean, they're sort of
So like what? Like they're gonna challenge for the league?
Are they good boys? What do you think? I have thoughts.
I think they could creep up on the league.
You think so? I don't know.
No.
You don't think so?
No, okay, look, let's be real right now. Man United, I think kudos within 6 months being able to do the turnaround that they've been able to is really impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting a title challenge, honestly. Top 4, I'm happy. Let's see what we do against Barcelona tomorrow. That's like my thing.
It's gonna be a great
it's the
game.
Europa.
It's gonna be a great game.
Oh, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, let's see how well we can handle Lewandowski, you know?
I just think that you guys might nudge that out.
I'm gonna be
because
a United fan tomorrow.
You a United fan tomorrow?
United fan tomorrow?
Yeah, of course.
That game might get more views than all the Champions League games this week.
Yeah,
right?
for
Has to be.
real. For real. Oh
No,
my
but
God.
I think Ten Hag has more of not more. I know he has more of a manager head than Xavi does. I think he's gonna he might tactically, even though I think player wise Barcelona might have like that tiki taka like that.
well,
flair
player
and
wise,
slash.
to be honest, who?
But I think like
I don't know,
Ten
man.
Hag's gonna
I don't know.
Well, but player wise, who do we think is by position? Who's better than who?
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski, of course, at striker, because right now we have Wout. Don't get me wrong, Wout, of course, is a
Woodward
god.
is just like an R&B singer
No,
at this point.
No,
man.
he's God. Let's not disrespect him.
No, he's an R&B singer, man. That's
No,
it.
he's a 6'6"
video.
god. All right, let's not disrespect Wout, horse. Okay.
Ter Stegen.
You should.
Just taking over. Come on.
Ter Stegen's been like
No, Ter Stegen's
Ter Stegen's been the best goalie this
No,
year.
yeah, no,
Ter
no.
Stegen's
Ter Stegen's
He's been
been
a
filthy.
brick
No,
wall
no, no.
recently.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's coming from a Madrid fan, man.
But the thing is that the thing about Ter Stegen and David De Gea that they're one of the same, that they're both shot stoppers. They can't really distribute the ball that
Okay.
well. So, the back line, to be honest, I think the United back line's way better right now.
I don't
Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw,
that
even Diogo Dalot, even Wan-Bissaka right now.
that Barca back
I'd say
line
right
though.
back wise, yeah.
Right,
Koundé?
it's
Left back wise, yeah, but I think center backs, I think Araujo.
Araujo's better than.
Araujo's better than.
No,
All
he's
of
not
them.
better than Lissandro. Get out of here. Lissandro Martinez is a World Cup winner. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Steven.
Did he play? Did he play in the World Cup? Or?
He did.
Yeah, he did. He did. He played.
A little
He
bit.
did.
We were, you weren't there, but Steven, we were there. We were watching.
Oh,
We
yeah,
saw
yeah.
it. We were
I
in
saw.
Presentation Hall. We saw it. Lissandro played. He should have started more, in my opinion. But,
Then
no.
better than Varane. Araujo's better than Varane, but then I'll.
No, he's
I
not.
don't
He's
know
so
about
much.
that.
He's not.
I don't know. I don't
Araujo.
know.
Oh my.
Araujo.
Rajo's filthy. But better than
Top tier.
Varane? Come on.
Okay.
Champions League Varane?
I'm saying right now Varane.
As of right now,
Yeah.
Varane?
Right now, Varane's still dirty,
No, Varane's
dude.
still good, man.
Varane's still good. You can't tell me otherwise.
Okay.
Without Rafael Varane, that back line for France does not make it to the final.
True.
That's just a fact.
But you're saying international wise. I'm talking about club wise.
Okay, club wise, without Varane, United would be like relegated by now, dude. Without Varane and De Gea, United would just be like EFL League One.
Imagine Harry Maguire plays.
I will cry. I will actually.
I have a feeling he might play. I
will be in tears. I'll need to be coddled. I'll need to be told that everything's gonna be okay. Like,
And Phil Jones comes back. It's Phil Jones and Maguire.
I would actually no. Actually, Phil Jones, I would not be attest to if we ever had to rotate in a center back. He played one game last season, and he played better than everybody. That was a center back option last season.
I remember that game. Yeah.
He played filthy. You cannot tell me otherwise. He had like a 60-yard ping. I was like, okay, Jones, okay, you're back. I like it. No, but for real, in the league, United, I think we still have one more game until Casemiro's back.
Yeah.
What do we think about the situation, boys? About the red card choking out a player?
I think it was like Casemiro trying to stop him, but
Yeah.
it was kind of just like the misplaced.
No,
of
but
the
it's like,
hand.
dude, like, why are you putting the hand by the throat, though?
I mean, I feel like he just I feel like he didn't mean it. I feel like he was just like more like just trying to push him back, but it was just like, oh, oops.
Yeah, but it wasn't one. It was two hands at one point.
But that's like typical Casemiro with the hands.
I know. It's just
Hands on
like
the throat.
I know. It's like, dude, like you're so much bigger than Mark Hughes. Like, why are you trying to push the little ginger boy? Like, come on.
I don't know, man. I see more of the result going towards Barcelona just because they've been.
I'm talking about Casemiro here. Why are you going right back into Barcelona? We're not in the Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think like what you guys like. Do you
I thought we were
think
talking about the fixture still. But okay.
because like, do you guys think that the fact that the VAR stepping in like was the right thing? Like, do we think that it was maybe too harsh? Like, I want to know because I have my opinions on it. But I want to figure out what you guys are thinking.
I think it was the right call. Just because whether it was intentional or not intentional,
I feel like
you can't put your hands on someone.
It has to be the call that they need to be because I mean personally, obviously from my view, I think it was like misplacement of the hand, but by the rules you have to give a red card for that because that's violent conduct.
Yeah, but dude, like at one point his hands were around the throat and his face was so red. It's like, dude, talk about being caught in 4K.
Yeah, but if there's no cameras there, then I mean.
But here's the thing: the issue is that like. Schlupp started it all though, and it's like he's tossing Antony to the side. But that's what I'm saying. It's like Crystal Palace initiated the whole entire encounter, so it's like why was it only just yellow cards? That's true. Enough,
it's a bias. I don't know. It's just.
I don't think about it's a bias because I agree. It's 110% a red card for.
No, it is. Yeah, 100%.
Without
I was
a doubt.
watching that game.
But I think there also needs to be more accountability on Crystal Palace though, because they instigated the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Casemiro has to be the basically like the
linchpin, the guy. Like,
he's like the captain, but it's like he's like the Don. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy you don't want to mess with. So once he sees like his Brazilian brethren being tossed on the side, like not even like he actually got yossed, bro, and was like being like talked down to the whole time.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, but Ardi, you don't think they challenge for the league, the title?
No.
Next season.
Well, here's the thing.
Am I the only one who I actually could see United challenge?
I got like a prediction. What's gonna happen?
What? Be Oracle. Tell me.
2025, you guys win Champions League.
Well, hold on a second there, bud. We still need to get the Prem back.
No.
Hold on.
I had a dream. I had a dream. I'm serious.
You cannot be saying that.
I'm okay in the room right now.
It's Black History Month. You cannot be saying that.
I had a dream. All right. I had a dream. Listen. You can laugh all you want. I'm not trying to be like jokey. Whatever.
I know. But I'm just saying it's like Dimitrios.
I know. The wording is terrible, but listen.
Hey, last night when I was asleep, guys, I was thinking about this idea. There we go. Now take it away, Dimitrios.
All right, I had a dream. No, I'm playing. Sorry to side talk, but I remember I was coming on, and then I just know that Arsenal wins 2024, Man U wins 2025. That's all I remember. That's all I remember seeing.
And then he woke up.
It's reasonable. No, it's reasonable.
My dreams have been dreaming like that for a while, Dimitrios. Don't
so
get your
you win
hopes up.
2025. Just call me, text me, be like, yo, you were right. You were right on.
He's gonna be a prophet. We're gonna bring him back on the show.
Yeah, for real. We're gonna come back.
Make your bets now. Make your bets now.
Whatever show's on at 10 to 12, I'm gonna take over and be like, match week hour. Dimitrios and I gotta duke it out. But look, realistically, I don't think they're personally challenged just because of the fact that it's not an expectation I should have. As when there's a brand new manager, there's players coming in and out of the side, things still be figured out. So I'm not gonna have the expectation. Whereas next season, I'm allowed to have it because of how well we've done already.
I mean, you guys could challenge this season right now. I mean, if Arsenal and City tie, you guys could somewhat creep up on them.
Yeah. To be honest, no, but
I think with all the recent fixtures, I think they've all come close with United because I think Arsenal versus United. I think United could have perhaps maybe
if you had asked me that if you had asked me that 3 games ago. Before we had played Arsenal, before we drew and then lost to drew and then
to Leeds.
Yeah, but you guys drew to Palace due to a last-minute goal. I mean, I think you guys could have somewhat locked down that win, but you guys have all come fixtures that have been close. Like it's been come to the last few minutes to secure the loss or a tie for your team. But all of them has been rest of wins. No,
I agree with you, Steven. But that's what makes you a champion though in the Premier League, is getting those results, right? And United right now we're no longer like 2 or 3 games. We're a game in hand now. So we have to wait for everyone to catch up, and then we'll see truly how the points go. I think
you guys could creep up.
I think, personally, if we had won the second time against Arsenal, and we had won at least one of the Crystal Palace games, because I think we played them twice back-to-back, then I would be 100% preaching to the choir, that's what's going on.
Out of all the 3 teams, of like United, City, and Arsenal, I think you guys are the strongest right now.
Wow.
That is a hot take, but you know what it is? You are listening top of the hour on WMC Upper Montclair.
Turning right off.
Okay, continue. Dimitrios.
Match week. No, I was gonna say that man, you guys are in that project phase.
Yeah.
And the way it's going compared to like Arsenal's probably took like 3 years to get like here, and it took you guys 6 months. So
well, I think,
feel like there's no expectations. Also, I mean,
no, you guys don't have any expectations, but I feel like
you might get the Carabao Cup.
It could happen.
But you know what it is? I think that's unfair to Arsenal though, because to be honest,
we have more trash.
No, but yeah, I would say United had way more to work with than Arsenal. A, and then B, Arteta was technically a brand new manager going into it, whereas Ten Hag has been doing this. Like he originally learned under Pep at Bayern,
yeah, Ten Hag,
and then just took over at Ajax. You know, so
yeah,
it's a little unfair to be comparing the two teams in that regard though. So that's why I give it a break there. But wait, hold on a second. Oh, my papa is correcting me. It was Leeds back to back. I am
it was the 2-2, and then you guys played.
I'm a poor Man United fan. I'm sorry. I'm a fake fan, guys. Call me out. I'm so sorry. There's a lot that goes on. It's hard to produce a show. Leave it be. But next, Newcastle. No, I'm not gonna yell for that. What do we think about Newcastle, guys?
I think they'll scrape to 4th place.
Top 4?
You think they scrape?
Yeah, they didn't really get nobody.
In the recent results,
they've been drawing, man, just constantly.
But
yeah, but dude, at the end of the day, Eddie Howe's getting results.
Yeah,
they're still holding top 4, and I know we're saying shaky, but if we're gonna compile all their performances so far, they've been better than City.
Yeah,
I mean, they should have beaten City that one game, but then Haaland decided to turn on the burners and just bag the Hattie real quick. But here's the thing, right? It's like they've been better than Chelsea, they've been better than Liverpool this season, and they've been holding their own against a host of different teams, right?
They have the best defensive record.
Yeah,
in the league.
they have an insane.
And that's just because of solely record. Dan Burn alone, nothing else. No, I'm just joking. No, because I think this is sort of like we're seeing the evolution of Eddie Howe becoming an elite level manager.
No, yeah.
Like a lot of people are saying that he probably won't be the one to take it to the next level. And to be honest, when he first signed here at WMSC, I was making that point of like, look, here's what we're gonna see with Eddie Howe from years prior. Obviously, he's not the best defensively as a coach, but having someone who was with Bournemouth for a while, brought them back up to the league, things sort of faded out because of wrongdoings with the board and getting player morale going. And the fact of the matter is that the fact that Eddie Howe, it wasn't even like he went on a break and then came back. He went out and he basically just went on a coaching exploration. He was working with Diego Simeone for a bit at Atletico Madrid, just like watching and observing. He was all over Portugal for a bit, watching over and doing stuff. He made stops in Germany. Like, he really took time to really reconfigure his coaching, his
philosophy, his style, and everything.
Yeah, and everything. Like, he's been figuring all that out, and we see it at Newcastle. And we see it with the way he's been able to revolutionize Joelinton as a center midfielder.
Oh, yeah.
We see it in him making Matty Willock look like one of the most offensive threats at center attacking mid, right? I mean,
Joe Willock.
In the press.
Oh, Joe Willock. Sorry, Joe Willock. So I apologize. I know he's a former Arsenal player. So sorry. I don't care. No. Also, I'm not gonna lie. Signing Bruno Guimaraes. That's just. I mean, he's. Anyone can say
on their own. Like.
Oh yeah, little Mickey Almiron, bro. What a guy. We gotta love him. But he's always been that good. It's just when you play under Steve Bruce, what do you expect?
Survival football right there.
I mean, low key. If imagine they just get like Josef Martinez real quick, like bring the boys back together. Ooh. Do the Sally round, the little celebration. I'd love it.
It's cold, man.
Oh man, that is cold. That is so. There was one game where he scored and he did it by himself. So sad. Oh, broke my heart. But no, legitimately. And here's the thing. I have a hot take. Obviously, we know Alan Saint-Maximin, right?
Yeah,
great player.
Gucci headband. Yeah.
Gucci headband. I think Newcastle will only make it to the next level if they get rid of Alex Maximin. And here's why. He's sort of like the Dimitri Payet format type player, right? He works as a solo star as a club. He can do all the skill moves he wants, score all the goals he can. He has to be the focal point, and I don't think he's talented enough to hold a team up to the high standard they need to be. And that's the fact of the matter, because when it comes and we look at everyone else
he's on the left right now.
Yeah, he's on the left right now. But but he's always played on the left.
But who's on the left right now, like currently?
Oh, currently?
So I can't really.
Has it been Ryan Fraser getting in there?
Check.
Because they signed him from Bournemouth when they got relegated. I think Ryan Fraser's been making appearances lately at left wing. If I'm not mistaken. Prove me if I'm wrong.
I mean, St. Maximin started last game against West Ham. It was also St. Maximin.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's been playing, but the point I'm trying to make is that to get to the next level, you sort of have to start. Because, look, Miggy Almiron's been a player that's been for the team, right?
There's Willock.
You have
Bruno.
You have Bruno Guimaraes, right? You also just signed Alexander Isaac. You have Callum Wilson. You have your back line where Kieran Trippier, even Fabian Schär looks great. Even Dan Burn, who's a center back, playing at left back, looking sensational, you know? And having Nick Pope in goal obviously just looks lights out sensational.
What do you think of the signing of Anthony Gordon?
That's gonna take time.
Yeah.
That's gonna take time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's
That's doom and gloom for Gucci headband though.
Not for for real. It really,
by the summertime he's gone.
I think his new nickname should be Gucci Mane because he has like a mane of hair.
Oh, the mane of hair.
So like Gucci Mane, you know, I think that's pretty cool. No. But here's the thing, right? When signing Anthony Gordon, I think that's also attributing to the English factor because every English club needs to have X amount of
the homegrown
players, right? And then I think that helps meet the quota because they had just brought back Dubravka from United. They terminated his loan and brought him back. And then with bringing another foreign player in, you sort of have to even out the books there in that regard.
Definitely.
And I think also, again, he's a future talent. So it's better off Newcastle having him in their eyes than letting him go to Chelsea or stay at Everton and be a problem.
Yeah.
So.
Sure.
I mean, up next, do not pronounce it how I have it on the doc, boys. Tottenham Hotspur, but I have him labeled as something else. That's for us to know.
What do you think of Tottenham?
Tottenham is just such a sad club. It's all losers, man. They don't win anything.
They got the Audi Cup.
They have the Audi Cup.
Yeah, I know that was the best when they just gassed
the problem right now is the fact that there's no direction, right?
Yeah,
there's
Conte's
nothing.
Leaving.
Conte's going to leave.
Good as gone.
And then they ended up signing Pedro Porro, right? It's like you're signing Pedro Porro for Antonio Conte when you don't know if Conte is going to be there in 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the thing, Spurs has no direction. They have no guidance on what they want to do for that club. So it's like, what more are you expecting?
Isn't Harry Kane rumored to leave in the summer? Isn't his contract up?
He ain't leaving.
No. I'm saying this right now. If he leaves, I don't want him at United. I've made this argument before. I hope he doesn't go to United.
He should have went to City, or
when he had a
even
chance.
test himself, like go outside the league.
When he had the chance,
I
think it's like the owners didn't want him to leave or they didn't let him leave.
No, they didn't let him. Well, no, he also.
I think he likes it there though.
No, but he also messed up his own transfer, dude. That's what happens when your brother's your agent.
Yeah,
idiot.
Yeah, and his brother has his own agency,
and he's the only
guy like side to it. That's it.
Oh my god. Yeah, tell me about it. But the thing is that with a Harry Kane, obviously sensational talent. I think all of us can agree, world class.
Yeah.
You can't say otherwise. But here's the issue we have. Harry Kane will not work with Eric Ten Hag. He just won't. And here's why. Ten Hag, he has a free-flowing forward line. And when you have the risk of having Harry Kane come in, the point I made, I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah, we did.
The point I made was that when you had the likes of Ronaldo come in, right? Ronaldo comes in, scores 18 goals, what happens next season? Gone. Doesn't do anything. Zlatan came in, scored 19 goals in the Prem, looks sensational, right? Gets injured, next season Lukaku comes in, gone. Van Persie, obviously, I am not disrespecting Robin Van Persie whatsoever. He is one of my idols, love him. Flying Dutchman, what a guy, right? His first season at United, wins the league, dogs on Arsenal, bro. but the next season, Dimitrios, what happens to him?
What happened?
Well, next season, what happens to him?
Gone.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the issue is that when you buy a player just to buy a player, not buying a player for a system, yes, it'll work within the initial season, but then after it will just peter out. And as a United fan, and even as a casual football fan, no matter what team you support, when it comes to supporting your team, you want your team to do well for a long time, not just for 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, if you get Harry Kane in, yes, you'll probably win the league right away, but what's going to happen after? Because to be honest, I don't think Harry Kane's good enough to win you a Champions League.
Yeah.
I don't think he is.
I think United has a good project for the future, and then Harry Kane wouldn't fit into that.
From Napoli.
Kind of ruin it.
Who?
Osimhen.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, man. Oh man.
He's not gonna leave.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Napoli is
I see
so
nice
hard
slash
to
of money.
negotiate with.
What? Yeah, they have. What was their price tag for him? It's like 100 and 150.
150
I did it
million
SBC on
euros.
Yeah,
bro.
but when you got the Glazers, you got no money because they steal. Anyway. No, but Tottenham. Look, here's the thing. I think Spurs has a great midfield talent. When they bought Basuma, I was so jealous. I was like, wow,
me too.
Basuma, class.
Yeah, I think you were supposed to go to Arsenal, right?
Yeah, then we messed that one up too.
Yeah. Choke artist. No, I'm just joking. No, so then with Spurs, even their back line, though, it's like when you have Christian Romero, someone who was touted so highly at Atalanta and who's been playing well at Spurs, and when we saw him even at the World Cup, looked sensational. It's like there's no excuse in that back line there. Having a Jed Spence and then finally sending him out on loan and not playing him the whole season and forcing an Emerson Royale or Doherty over them was no excuse. I think left back, there's no complaints there, right? The left back option has been Perisic right now. And sort of making Davies play like a center
They
back.
play Davies. Davies is so bad.
But he plays as like a third center back, which is pretty cool.
And Dyer too.
Yeah, but they've just been below. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't complain. But here's the thing, though. Heung-min Son, he's getting up there, boys. He's like 31, 32. He's not washed.
I think he should have left.
He's still incredible.
Stop it!
Nah.
Stop
He fell
it!
off a cliff.
That's no nice.
He fell
No
off a
nice. I
cliff.
get you're an Arsenal
He's still
fan.
incredible.
Pipe
No,
it
I love
down.
him. I think he's my favorite player on
I
that
love
team.
Sonny.
It's just that
It's
I just feel
Ronaldo,
like he
bro.
fell
Come
off
on.
the cliff, man.
I don't think he fell off the cliffs. I think it's just that. I think again, it's what we saw from Kane last season. You can only carry a team so much on your own, right? And last season we saw Son in full form, like scoring a majority of his goals off of his weak foot only, being tied for the Golden Boot, looked really good. And I think it's just a matter of the fact that the way how Conte plays just doesn't suit Heung-min Son at all. It just doesn't.
And also, I think that Carabao Cup game killed him because he did so much to try to win, and I think that's what really kind of broke him. Like he's
mentally
left.
broken right now.
I think he should have left. I think I read somewhere he might have had a chance to go to Bayern. I think he should have just went to Bayern.
Oh, wow, imagine him at Bayern.
He should have just went. He should have went back to Germany.
Imagine a Gnabry saw. Oh my God!
Lewandowski.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Think about this. Imagine a Gnabry, Sané, Sadio Mane, and then Heung-min Son front four.
Yeah, like Dave.
Sadio Mane. Oh,
He didn't want to leave, or Spurs didn't let him leave to Bayern.
I
It's
feel like
probably Spurs anymore.
probably
imagine him
wanted to
going
leave.
back to Germany. Oh my God!
I feel like he should have had a chance to go. He messed up and like.
I'm not gonna lie. You want to know who'd he suit very well? Man, I have a 10 Hag.
I mean,
He could go.
That's the one person I would take from Spurs.
Because if you look at it, all the players that left Spurs end up winning something.
Yeah.
Like Kieran Trippier, like then he won the La Liga.
He won La Liga with
and then
Atletico.
like Kyle Walker, and then even Pochettino won with PSG. Like everyone that left that team won something.
Yeah.
It's just like you got your
Christian
career
Eriksen.
is short, man. Your career is short.
Christian Eriksen
Yeah, he
won a heart attack. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
whoa.
and he won the scoop. Did he win at Inter?
he didn't win at Inter. He didn't win at Inter.
Oh no, he was at Ajax. But yeah, that
I'm
was,
so sorry, guys.
yeah.
He set me up for an alley oop. I had to do it.
Man.
I had to do it. Man. Oh my! Okay, Papa Dukes is texting me. Mbappe to United. Oh, also, it's time to be real, guys. I don't know if you saw this, but no, I'm just joking. So here's
Yo, this guy.
here's the thing, right? So the Erickson comment really got me. No, so here's the thing, right? We are here live on air and we're being real. I'm currently taking my B-reel right now. Dimitrios, you're in it. Thank you so much for doing it. But here's the thing. So Son to United, I think makes sense. I think Tottenham in general is just struggling, and there's no real way to sort of explain how do they come back? That's my thing. Like where do they go from here?
They don't, man. It's just they're done. Like
Because
I don't know how you lose a team. You lose against. I forgot they lost against somebody. And the next day they announced like Beyonce is gonna be playing. If I was a fan, I'd be so upset.
Well, right now they're focused on making money because they have to because they just.
I mean, they're building up the area around Tottenham. Like
I know,
like
that's what I'm
Tottenham's like a pretty like not like the greatest of areas, but like they're building it. I mean, if that's what they want to do, and like inject like all the money into that instead of like trying to like win trophies or whatever.
Dude, they're pulling a city. They're fixing up the area and they're trying to make themselves look good. That's why.
They need to fix up the trophy cabinet, not the area.
Yeah, but the problem is that there's no trophy cabinet without the area. You know.
It'll still be empty. They can fix up. They can make the area the nicest place in the world.
Boys, I have a real question here. Who's getting relegated?
Southampton.
We think so. Here's the thing. I liked a lot of Southampton signings though.
Yeah, but they're like young players. They're like more for the future.
And they already went through like 2 managers.
Orsic's like 29.
I really hope Leeds stays up.
I want Leeds to stay up.
I'm not gonna lie. I want Wolves to go down.
And I want Everton.
And it's not because I hate Wolves. It's just for the fact that I predict them to finish to get relegated.
No, I think they're done.
And I've been roasting. Shout out Maz. I've been roasting Maz all season for them being in the bottom of the league, saying I'm right. I don't know why he questioned me. I am a god. No, I'm joking. Basically, just because I want my prediction to be right. It's literally the only reason why. Like, I don't hate Wolves.
Nah.
I do feel bad though because like they've been going through so many injuries. It's like their brand new signing, the 6'6" striker, right? He's supposed to be really, really good.
Tore his ACL.
Tears his ACL in the first 20 minutes of playing in the Prem. They brought in Diego Costa on a free. We all thought that would work out. Gonzalo Guedes went out on loan to Benfica.
I think all the 3 teams that are right now in the relegation zone get relegated.
I think Everton. I don't think
Everton needs to stay up for history.
I think
purposes.
Everton. They're getting relegated. They just lost Anthony Gordon. Who do they have now?
That'd be pretty sad to see Everton relegated.
I don't know. Sean Dyche is used to not having a striker.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Yeah,
team.
I think Sean Dyche is a class manager, but I just don't think they have the squad enough.
Do you guys think Leeds stays up or gets relegated?
I want Leeds to
Without Jesse Marsch, they get relegated.
Oh man,
I'm saying it right now.
Nah,
That's
if Everton and Leeds both get relegated, that's gonna be really bad for the league.
Look,
like 2 like massive clubs like gone.
Don't get me wrong. I think Bournemouth should go down. I think Wolves should go down.
Wolves is definitely going down.
I don't think Wolves is going down.
No, dude. They look like they're staying
They
up,
won their
man.
last 2 games.
I know.
And they haven't been
don't mean
like,
nothing.
pretty good.
Who were they against
performances.
again?
They beat Liverpool 3-0, which dominant performance, and also they beat.
Yeah, but also like it's again new manager bounce though. It's hard to judge though.
Was it the guy from Sevilla, right? At Wolves.
Julian Lopetegui.
Right? Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like
he's also a good manager.
Yeah, but Lopetegui's never been in a relegation battle before though. That's the other thing. And I like Lopetegui a lot, but you don't know what he's going to do in this type of scenario. Whereas Sean Dyche is used to the dogfight.
He's used to that.
Like he's used to bringing teams up for the championship, fighting for numerous seasons, and then finally going.
I just don't
down.
think he has a squad like good enough to do that.
Yeah, but I think that was Everton's only problem from the beginning of the season is that they never had a consistent forward.
All they did was sell, and they didn't bring in anyone.
Well, because of financial fair play, that was a problem. They were so in debt with financial fair play.
They were bringing Danjuma, and that didn't go through.
No, they already took the picture.
Oh yeah, Danjuma was like, I'm here to save Everton, and then he's now he's at Tottenham alone.
So I think that really hurt them.
If they had gotten Danjuma, I think they would have 110% stayed up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because having a midfield 3 of Onana,
another R&B singer. Yeah, he's good.
Onana, Onana. Why am I blanking? Iwobi. Decore, get out of here. There's only one man for the job.
And then Drissage.
No. Get out of here. You play a 3-man midfield.
Gardner.
With James Gardner.
Oh God.
By the way, so disrespected. Why did he leave United in the summer? He would have been sensational this season. He's so much better than Freddie McTominay playing civil. Besides the point.
I agree.
Besides the point. I think, no, genuinely, if you play Iwobi, Onana, and James Gardner, you have your best midfield 3. And here's why. Prime example was against United. They, don't get me wrong, obviously the wonder goal from Iwobi from 35 yards out, that banger, top right, obviously class goal, whatever. But they looked their deadliest when you had Gardner, Onana, and Iwobi because Iwobi is so versatile in the attack. Onana's going to break up play and cause problems. And Gardner, he just knows how to ping a ball really well. Like, he's really good with finding that pass. That was his number one attribute when playing in the championship for Nottingham Forest when they won it. He was just lights out in ball progression and finding people in the final third and such. So,
and you guys got rid of him. I know. Sorry. It sucks.
Frustrating. It's like we do so well, but then we do that, and it irks me. But we have Garnacho, so I'm happy. So who is the 3? Like, who is the 3? One at a time. Steven, tell me. Who is the 3?
Southampton, Bournemouth. And I'm just going to stick with what was the last one? Let me see here. Oh, and Everton.
Dimitrios?
Southampton, Wolves, and Everton.
I'm gonna say Southampton, Wolves, and Leeds. I hope Leeds stays.
I'm going to say
no way.
Wolves, Bournemouth, Leeds.
I don't
Wolves,
want Leeds to go
Bournemouth.
down,
Why do you guys think Wolves are gonna get relegated?
Because
I don't think they're gonna get relegated.
Steven, I explained this. I made my predictions
way.
all the way back in August.
No Southampton.
I'm sticking with my guns.
They have a better
Plain
manager.
and simple.
They have
Southampton
better
staying
players.
up?
And I'm not gonna lie. I want Leeds to go down just for firing Jesse Marshall.
You guys don't think Everton's gonna get relegated?
No,
I don't want them to.
I think
It's not,
they will.
I hope you know this right now. None of what I'm saying right now is about logic. It's
Yeah.
my personal
Oh, okay,
agenda.
okay,
It's what
okay,
I want.
okay.
I want
The
Everton.
propaganda.
The propaganda forever lives here. No,
Okay.
I want Everton to stay up just for history reasons, right? Like
Yeah.
they're the only club in England to never get relegated.
That's true.
Like from the top flight, just to clarify. I mean, also,
One of the only clubs, but yeah, I know.
no. It's them and who else?
Arsenal got relegated.
Arsenal's still up there?
Yeah, it never got relegated.
Oh, nice life. You know? Must be cool. I thought in the 70s we got like bans and sanctions and stuff, and like disaster in Munich or whatever. It's fine. So here's the thing: when it comes after relegation, let's talk about it. Jesse Marsh out. Do we think it was the right call?
Not a big fan of it.
I'm not a big fan. I mean, the way they were playing, they were just leaking in goals.
I feel like they were just clustered with injuries, and I mean, what did Jesse Marsh do? He lost Rodrigo for 2 months. He's ruled out for 2 months, and then there've been constant injuries. Somerville, he had an ankle injury.
Stuart Dallas is still
Stuart
out.
Dallas. They just had constant injuries, and they just brought in transfers right now.
Yeah, what's McKinney?
They brought in the players he wanted. And
yeah,
then
Wolver, McKennie, and I mean they only gave him one game to
Crazy.
somewhat let the players adjust.
Well, I think also the problem is that they've been relying on Patrick Bamford for too long for no reason when he's injury prone as well, and even when he plays.
Oh, because
he's just not
Rodrigo
on par.
Moreno has been out. I mean, who else did they have in that striker role?
Well, but Rodrigo usually plays at the cam role though. He's been playing as more of a creative lately.
Sometimes play that striker role too. But
Well, I mean, in the beginning of the season, obviously he was making goals, right? FPL.
yeah,
going
and I
off.
mean before the break, Somerville was making goals. He was their number one player.
You want to know what I think the
too.
biggest problem is? You send out Dan James on loan. I'm sorry, that's just so stupid.
Yeah, I forgot he did not.
Why would you?
But isn't he
why-
at full?
Yeah, he's at
He's
Fulham
at
on
Fulham
loan,
right now, yeah.
and he's playing really well at Fulham. It's like if you're desperate for getting people back and you're having injuries, terminate his loan and bring him back. Pay the fee. It makes more sense, especially someone who, by the way, was so disrespected at Man United. I'm gonna say this plain and simple. So disrespected. If he can play at that caliber and play really well, then there's no excuse for him to not play well at a Leeds. Because realistically, I think he would have linked up with an Aronson, Tyler Adams, and even with a Weston McKennie so well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if they pay that fee, they'll probably they'll get more financial compensation if they stay up, right?
Yeah.
Pay that fee, stay up, make a little more versus let them sit there and then get relegated. It's like what?
Wow. It's
Also, Sinistera, man, he's been injured for so long, bro.
Didn't he come back and just get injured again?
He did, and it's just like, man, I don't
Steven, your Colombian propaganda's on the downturn right
He wasn't
now,
even getting
dude.
injured like that in PSV,
he wasn't.
right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had like
but
20 something
that's
goals.
also-
But that just I don't know
Yeah, but
why.
that's
I think
just that's
it's
just
that English. It's like
Netherlands.
physical and just that
It is
that high
it's
press.
different.
It's a different.
Well, yeah, it's a different beast. You have to be way more physically fit in England. That's how it is. Plus, you're playing the game so much more frequently. I think that's the thing a lot of players have to adjust to, especially post World Cup break.
Yeah, these guys are playing.
Just praying for Luis Diaz to be like an actual Colombian that does it well in the Prem. Like, I mean, he's been bossing already, but like, man,
Is there another Colombian now at Aston Villa?
yeah, he's a new striker from MLS. Actually, heard his name though.
Oh, were you guys talking about that? And It's Called Soccer.
Oh yeah, we were.
Oh, what you guys? Wait, actually, when can you listen to It's Called Soccer?
You listen to It's Called Soccer on Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you like MLS, USMT content.
Yeah, just to remind everybody, it's called soccer.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
That's right.
Plain and simple.
Ardi does it the best. Even out of all three hosts, you do the best. we have to do it in unity, like all three of us. But you do it like just.
We should just have Artie come in here and do the
I told
introduction.
you
Yeah,
guys,
lead.
I would make an intro for you, but you guys never took me up on it. I told you I'd help with the show most, but yeah, you never took me up on it. I told you, but you guys didn't listen to me.
Nice.
I offered my services. Don't get me wrong, I was a little cheap about it. I was on a street corner waiting for you, but it's fine. But it's like, you didn't use me, so whatever. It's on you, not on me. I tried. But no, so Marsh out. Sean Dyche in. Now, do we think Sean Dyche is absolutely the right man for Everton? Do we
I think so.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yep.
He has like grit in his teeth. Like
Well, also here's the thing, right? So there's two timelines here. There's a timeline where Everton get relegated, and if there's one man you want to bring him back up, it's Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
But there's also a timeline where if you're in a relegation battle and you're your team to stay up, who would you want? Sean Dyche. And plus him being on this break. I mean, if I don't know if any of you listen to the Foscast, the Ben Foster podcast, but when he was on, you can sort of see how he's been taking a step back, really focusing on his coaching philosophies, and maybe we'll see an evolution of Sean Dyche, like how we saw with the likes of Eddie Howe. So I wouldn't
Hopefully.
I wouldn't be too opposed to it.
I just feel like he has a weak squad, but I think he could definitely do something with it. Like,
Yeah, but he's used to no investment.
yeah. So
That's the
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. I feel like he could definitely do something with it, even though the weak squad he has right now and everything.
I mean, also, I think it's just a problem with the board and who's ever in charge of recruitment, scouting.
The board is so bad.
Because
Everything
it's
is
like
bad over there.
how do you like buy a Richarlison off of Watford, sell him for a lot of money, and not find his replacement? How do you allow Anthony Gordon to go and not find his replacement?
Digne. I mean, they
Digne.
bought Milienko, but what is that?
It was because of Benitez was there, and he just kind of like
Benitez, yeah.
he just like destroyed everything because.
Well, I don't think he destroyed everything. I
But
think
he's
he had
more,
a
he played,
vision.
but he was like he's like a kind of somewhat of like a politician
brought in
because a lot of
Rondon,
clubs he
man.
goes to that does happen.
Yeah, but Newcastle
Yeah.
was a different story though because he stuck with them in the championship, brought them back up, had them playing really well, and he had to deal with poor funding from Mike Ashley, which is a horrendous owner, right? Him at Liverpool is obviously historic, what he was able to do. Him at Chelsea is a short stint, like
Yeah, they didn't even want him there. Yeah, but he
Yeah.
did pretty good.
He was
okay.
Did he win like Europa League? I think he won Europa League with them.
He won did he win the FA Cup?
I think he won the FA Cup
won
or
FA
Europa or
once.
something.
Yeah.
But I feel like
was
it's just
alright.
I feel like actual Everton as like a club, the way the structure, how it's run, I think it's like poorly from
Super
like
poor. I
so
think it's
feel
one of
like
the poorest in
It
England.
has to be because like there's just so much turnaround, and they're spending, especially when Ancelotti went there, they spend so much money.
There's a lot of money invested into that
here's the
club.
thing with where it was going Ancelotti though, with having a James Rodriguez and such, and having a DCL fully fit, right? Things were going well. The team was playing really well. They're mid-table. They were doing good. So it's just the fact that it was the fact that like when Ancelotti comes in, he can do multiple positions and roles, and he knows how to run a proper football club. Whereas like some of these managers, like a Benitez and like even
Lampard.
a Lampard, they don't know how that works. And I think it's just unfortunate on their part because Everton right now is United on a smaller scale. Like if United wasn't being so horrendously run and there was no issues with it, everyone would be talking about Everton. I think they just get overshadowed by that. So, I mean, speaking of being overshadowed, Chelsea. So let's be real now, Chelsea. How do you fix Chelsea? What is going on there?
Gotta clear out some players. Too many players
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, there's a lot of players.
That's more of a summer issue.
So let's look at their roster, right? Let's look at what can be done.
They got
for
like almost
Chelsea.
like 30 players, man.
Well, yeah, with how many players they just signed. Here's the thing, I'm not gonna lie. The biggest problem, like don't get me wrong, I love Graham Potter. I'm a huge supporter of him.
Yo, me and you, the only ones.
We were the only ones.
We're the only ones that like Grand Potter. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's like you don't bring him in like this. You don't bring him in when the transfer window's done, when everyone was bought for a certain manager, when things were done for a certain reason.
Yeah, but are they really his players, or is it like?
Well, I mean,
I don't think they are. I think they're more
Stuff like that.
Bowley's players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're not for the manager; they're for Todd Bowley. Because here's the thing, right? So if we look at goalkeepers, obviously Mendy being out, I think is a big thing for them. I'm not a big Kepa fan. I don't like Kepa. Kepa
Really?
Yeah,
He's
Kepa-
being
Kepa-
he's very good.
Kepa Oyarzabal is not good.
Kepa's very good.
Kepa's T-Rex hands, man. That's
Exactly.
just,
He's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
been carrying me on FPL.
Cool. Like I don't know how to elaborate on that. Cool FPL. Defenders, look, Aspi, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, Chilwell. I think is finally back to fitness, right?
Fofana.
Yep.
Fofana is still
Chalobah.
out. Trevor Chalobah. Reece James, I think, is finally back to fitness. Cucurella. Badashile is a new signing.
I like better.
Oh,
But here's the thing. Midfielders, Kovacic, Conte, De Sakari are out. You have Andre Santos they just signed. Lewis Hall, Enzo Fernandez, Chukwuemeka, Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount, Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
I'm excited for Andre Santos.
So am I.
Yeah, yeah.
Me too.
And then the forward line.
Yeah.
Aubameyang's gone.
Fofana, Madueke, Broha injured. You know, Kucha Z, I hope he gets better.
So,
Mudryk, João Felix, Kai Havertz, Christian Pulisic, Ziyech, Sterling, and Aubameyang. Sterling's still injured, by the way, and so is Pulisic.
They both entered the same game too.
Now you
Attack is
think,
insane.
have we seen Madueke debut yet?
Yeah.
What do we think of him?
I like him. I think he's really good.
Because personally, that front line right now of a Madueke, a João Felix, and Mudryk, or even a Hakeem Ziyech, there's no excuse there to not win, right? The midfield three I can understand, but if you have Enzo Fernandez, Conor Gallagher, and Mason Mount, again, no excuse in my opinion.
Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount have been below average.
Yeah, but I think having them being propped up by an Enzo, who, let's be real, we've seen it. Okay, I know it's in the international stage, but we saw in the international stage him being a linchpin for midfield. I think he can still do that role for Chelsea.
And he was good at Benfica.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
Enzo is their best midfielder right now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Mount has been spotty, and I don't know Gallagher. I don't really see what everybody else sees with Gallagher.
No. Conor Gallagher.
I think him at Crystal Palace was way much better.
Crystal Palace.
I see him at Chelsea now.
I think though that
atrocious.
This is going to be a do or die for him. Like if he does well while all these injuries are happening, then this could cement him in that team.
I think it still die because like when they were trying to get the Enzo Fernandez the deal done, they were gonna just like put money in and send him over to Benfica, and he was like down for it, but like it just that part just like fell through. So he's probably thinking like, you know what, like I'm just gonna leave. And plus he was playing his best football at Crystal Palace.
I mean, plus also letting go of Billy Gilmore, I think is a big problem in my opinion. They sold him to Brighton in the beginning.
For Potter, and then Potter went to Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly.
He wanted to cancel it mid through.
Yeah. It's like I think if Billy Gilmore by the way, someone who's so disrespected, won man of the match for 3 different competition debuts. Won man of the match at UCL.
He's so good.
Man of the match for Prem, and then man of the match for FA Cup.
Beast.
Yeah. It's like, why are you getting rid of Billy Gilmore? That was one of my biggest criticisms as well. When you have someone as lackluster as a Jorginho at the time, when you have N'Golo Kante who's been spotty with injury, you have a Kovacic who can't do everything, so he needs help. I mean, if it was a midfield 3 of Kovacic, Zakaria, and Billy Gilmore, I think everyone would be excited with that. No one could have a complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know. Billy might come back. Gilmore might come back to Chelsea. You never know that.
It's either he goes back to. I don't actually know what.
Depends who departs in the summer.
But I think
there's a lot of midfielders.
I think Chelsea's
maybe
a massive player.
A cheeky little team in Manchester might swoop him up. Actually, that's wrong.
Or Newcastle. I don't know.
There's something that we haven't actually talked about here. Calvin Phillips.
Oh yeah.
Where has he been?
He's in the bottom of the iceberg, man.
He's collecting his paycheck.
He's sitting on the bench.
He's on vacation.
One of the best 6 in the league when he was at Aston Villa.
My question is, does anyone buy him in the summer from City? Does anyone go in for him?
Maybe West Ham, because I think maybe
He just
Declan
runs
Rice
out
is
his
gonna
contract.
leave.
Or maybe if Rice wants to go to City, they could do a swap.
They could.
True.
No, but I was reading he wants to stay in London, but money talks, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, besides, like, okay, from my, I guess I don't want to sound like like pompous or bougie, but from my experience of being in England, Manchester is not that bad of a trek from London. It's like a 2-hour train ride. And by the way, side note, I'm so sorry to distract people. I am thoroughly convinced that trains are the best form of transportation. You can't tell me otherwise. I loved it. It was like a nice little train car. You had like a nice little like roll back seat. And it was like all comfy, bro. I was like, I don't gotta worry about driving. I hate planes. It's perfect. I'm so sorry to get sidetracked, but I just love trains. I'm sorry. All right, continue.
Spreading train propaganda.
Train propaganda. Train propaganda. Come on. Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. No. Okay. Breathe. But no. Okay, that's actually a valid point talking about West Ham and Calvin Phillips and such. So it's like, if we need to find a new home for Calvin Phillips, where would you put him? Who do you think he suits the best right now?
West Ham,
yeah.
West Ham.
If Rice leaves, yeah.
Rice, baby. I think. Now this is a hot take.
I say United.
Maybe City. I mean, Arsenal.
There you go, Arsenal.
What, Calvin Phillips?
Yeah. Having him, Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard as options, I think that makes more sense. Because I'd
rather take Declan Rice.
But
if anything,
personally, if I were you guys, I'd go for the $40 million you get for Calvin Phillips and the $100 million for Rice.
I'll spend the $100 million on Rice, man. I see Rice more as like a Xhaka role, like an 8. Because you really
but Calvin Phillips, I think, could do both for you guys personally. I think he could fill that party role and play as an 8.
Well, it's true because before he was a 6, he was like a number 10, number 8.
Yeah,
before he got changed to like
he was
an
8 at Leeds, and then they had lost. I want to say Ibora for some reason. For some reason, Ibora is a name that's coming to my head. I don't know why. Or was Ibora at Leicester?
I don't know. I just know that
I know there was a CDM.
He got switched.
I know there was a CDM at Leeds who was like getting injured, not doing that well, so they forced Calvin Phillips to play at the 6, and he was playing lights out at the 6. So, Calvin Phillips, we hope you're doing well, bud, in the ghost of cities past. So here's the thing we got to talk about next. We have Champions League, right? So today, boys, we have Chelsea versus Dortmund.
That's gonna be a good game.
Big game.
I think it's going to be a big game to see what they can still do in the Champions League, but also I'm trying to think because I also want to see how some of these new players like mesh into the team.
It's a real test.
Because Dortmund has been lights out. They've been have 5 wins in their last 5 games.
And Chelsea, you guys been good in Champions League. That's the thing. Yeah, Chelsea's been good in Champions League.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, so I think Chelsea's been exciting to say the least, without doubt, in the Champions League at least. In the league, yeah.
I think Dortmund takes it though.
No, I think it's either 2-1 Chelsea win or 1-1.
I think it's a toss up, especially with some of the results that just happened, right? That we saw in the previous days, like for example, AC Milan versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, they got.
Here's the thing, because AC
that was a great game too.
No, here's the thing, it was a great game, but here's the thing, it was 2 teams on the down trot and who can get themselves back up, right? Because AC prior have been sort of iffy.
Yeah, they have a lot of injuries too. Like
they've had a lot of injuries, but the thing is that like they struggled in the Coppa Italia, right, the Super Cup.
Yeah, AC has struggled incredibly.
AC struggled, and their past couple of league games they've been a little off. So I think that this game was a big bounce back for either team. I think AC Milan took full advantage of it.
It's awesome. Crazy. Ever since Mike Maignan went down, they've been a weak side.
Oh yeah, because Maignan is like the definition of a modern goalkeeper.
Incredible.
He is a lights out shot stopper that can distribute like no other.
Yeah, and and Harry Kane's a great player, but he's owned by Italy. I'm sorry.
He's owned by Italy. Yeah,
he really is.
Man just can't perform against Italians. I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys got to give him a little fettuccine, you know? A little fettuccine, you know? Maybe it'll loosen them up, who knows?
Spaghetti and meatballs?
Spaghetti and meatballs, yeah. A chicken franche, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so good.
Maybe, who knows?
You get me hungry, man.
I'm hungry, man.
I've been hungry this morning, boys. I've been hungry. I'm eating all match week.
But yeah, that was a great game. Romero was a little rough yesterday. Every time he gets beat, he just obliterates the player.
Well, yeah, but he's an enforcer. That's how it works. Yeah. Man's a dog.
It's true.
But like Conte feels some type of ways like I'm going back to Italy. I want to prove a point. He just gets washed.
Yeah,
gets washed by Leicester and just gets washed again. It's even. I feel like the AC Milan one was worse than the Leicester one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was just
for the fact that he was in Italy for so long, right? Coached Inter, coached Juve. Like he's associated with Italy like heavily. So I think losing to an Italian team, I think, goes to show a lot. But we also had, I'm gonna see what hoodie Dimitrios is wearing again.
This is for the funeral. This is when they got washed. That's all black. That's why I'm wearing all black. That's why I'm wearing black. Today.
Yeah. PSG versus Bayern. They lost only 1-0, surprisingly.
2 disallowed goals.
Yeah.
By like VAR, but even still, Bayern played very well.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my good friends, he was out there, and he was so excited. He's a PSG. He goes, "We're gonna win. It's Valentine's Day. Like I feel the love." And I'm like, "You guys are gonna lose."
Oh, he felt the love already.
You got loved, all right. You got loved by a shot on goal. That's
He had good seats. He was like right by the touchline.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Yeah, but then I was just messaging. I'm like, "What happened?" He was like, "I don't even care, man." Like, he was trying to play it off. Like, oh. But like,
no, it doesn't matter. Going to see them live in person,
very cool.
Bayern,
yeah, like
I don't care about the result. That's insane.
The
dude.
PSG ultras are the best.
Fun fact.
He was right by PSG ultras.
Fun fact. I have a pair of cleats that I used to wear in high school, signed by half of the Bayern Munich team. And this was Bayern back in the day when it was like Xabi Alonso, Arturo Vidal, Franck Ribéry, Robin. I have Philip Lahm and Joshua Kimmich. The W in Hoboken. They were staying there when they were in America. So I camped out at the hotel in the morning, all morning, and as they were all coming by, I just threw my cleats in their face. Like, okay, sign this. So yes, I have a box. Also, Julian Green signed him. Little shout
man.
there.
Wow. Remember that
little
guy?
Shout.
Man.
Julian Green. There's a little shout for the true ballers out there.
The face of USMNT.
Yeah,
for real.
In the second where is he at? Like
Who knows?
Busalinga 2 or something like that?
He's
MLS, right?
He's at Panthiakos, I want to say.
Oh, he's in Greece.
It's that club with like the green leaf.
Yeah, the green clover.
Yeah, he's in Greece.
Yeah. That's Panthiakos, no?
Yeah.
He's enjoying good weather, so
he's vibing, bro.
He's chilling out there.
Yeah, he's playing ball and vibing. That's all you need. But no, so then like that's a little fun fact that like I wonder how much that would go for one day. Who knows? But back to the matter at hand, PSG. Oh, Connor, get out of here. Stop. Shoe. We're talking soccer. Shoe. I wonder if he's going to hear me in the hallway. So here's the thing, right? So PSG. Are we expecting more? I mean, granted, it's Bayern Munich. It's a team in form, looking really good. Are we expecting more?
They're
Absolutely.
Should be 100%,
Absolutely.
man. 100%.
They're done.
They're done.
All they need is a 0-0 tie and Bayern go through.
To me, it looked like yesterday from the midfield back, they could not. They were confused. All their passing was terrible.
Well, Verratti is still out, no?
No, he played. He played yesterday.
He played?
He was okay. Everybody else behind them was really bad. That back line is so confused. I don't know.
I mean, because it's always rotating, right? It goes between Marquinhos, Kimpembe to Kimpembe and Ramos to Ramos and Marquinhos, and then the fullback. I mean, here's the thing. I think Hakimi and obviously Thiago Mendes lights out, like obviously class players, but your fullbacks can only do as well as your center backs, and we've seen this at many clubs. I'm going to use United as an example. Like, Luke Shaw couldn't do as well as a fullback if he has to deal with Harry Maguire's mistakes all the time, right?
Yeah, because he has to cover for all that open space. Yeah.
So it's like, what can they really do? And their midfield, honestly, I thought Carlos Soler and Fabian would be lights out, but they've been subpar, to say the least.
Yeah.
They have to just sell all their good players, let them get out of that place.
You want
to
know what was the problem? As soon as they got rid of Ander Herrera from that midfield, it fell apart. Just plain and simple.
Yeah, it's that leadership.
True.
That was some United propaganda.
Yeah, United propaganda.
Yeah, always, forever and always. That is one person I actually miss. If we had him right now, United, Ander Herrera, goated. Can't tell me otherwise. Man, what?
Yeah, he has that football IQ.
He really does.
His legs are kind of gone, but he has like that football IQ.
Mm-hmm. Underrated.
Oh my God, I grew up in such a weird era of United, man. Having a starting midfield three of Bastian Schweinsteiger, Fellaini, and Ander Herrera. Like, how does that make sense? Or how do you go from, like, a legend to, like, a lanky baller who should not be on that team to Ander Herrera? Weird. Weird. But speaking of weird, we are going to also talk about Europa League because, again, it's Barca versus Man United.
Oh, I forgot we don't play. We don't play until March. I forgot.
So I'm gonna give my predictions. Actually, no, I'm not because I jinx everything. I'm not gonna give my predictions on that game whatsoever. You guys give predictions.
That's gonna be a good game.
I think Barcelona win like 1-0.
I think Man U.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Barcelona. It's a big good game.
So, guys, that was the last we're ever going to hear from Steven and Luke on this station at all. I think It's Called Soccer is getting canceled as well. I have the power now, boys. So, anyways, no, all jokes aside. Dimitrios, what are you thinking?
It's going to be a very good game. I really think that Man U is going to pull through. I just think it's going to be like a 2-1 or like even a 3-1. I think you guys are going to really step up because no one's expecting you guys to beat Barcelona at all.
My thing is it all depends on how well this back line can handle Robert Lewandowski. I think that's the big thing.
I don't even think it's about Robert Lewandowski. I think it's about Gavi and Pedri.
Yeah, that midfield.
Yeah, I think that midfield is gonna kill. Like the thing is, like I've seen them play against Real Madrid, like in the Super Copa America, and they destroyed us. They destroyed us.
But also,
I'll be honest, they destroyed us.
That's Real Madrid, dude. Sorry, we're not talking about a washed-up team. Like, come on. Seriously.
Oh man,
I'm joking. No, obviously those two are sensational, but again, they could have like won a World Cup or something.
I think Ten Hag's gonna set them up.
Well, no. Honestly, this is gonna be a game of tactics because Ten Hag is a tactician. I think it all depends on how Xavi's gonna line up that team.
Yeah.
Because realistically, what is Koundé gonna have to play right back again?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
He'll start right back.
Koundé at right back, and then your center back.
No, didn't Barcelona get that new guy from MLS?
Julian Araujo. I don't think he.
Yeah, but he's not gonna play tomorrow.
He's still in the summer. I want to say.
Yeah, Koundé's starting.
So you have Koundé at right back. You're gonna have Araujo, and then who's gonna be the other center?
Christensen.
Oh,
and left back.
I forgot about him.
The hipster choice, yeah.
Left
Balde?
Probably Balde, yeah, probably.
Or do you put in Jordi Alba for the experience?
They're both playing out of their mind, so either way.
Wan-Bissaka.
Oh yeah, but dude, the Spider-Man himself, Juan B, bro, lights. Did you not see the TikToks the other day of like they saw how he was like cutting inside and like doing like chops and stuff. It was like he's back. It's so funny.
The little video I think about it was like that old grandpa guy. He's like, oh, he runs so fast. I wonder what the video is called, bro. It's like he just goes on that wing.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
That's too funny. It's too funny. oh.
It's crying.
I can't, dude, that is hysterical. Oh, man. But no, so here's the thing, right? Because honestly, that back line, do we think... My question is, do we think that Luke Shaw might start center back, or he's going to play a fullback this game?
No,
fullback.
Because last game he played at center back against Leeds, no? It was him.
But it was like more like a
left
left center back type of role.
Yeah, but it was him, Maguire at center back, and they had Malacia at left back, and Wan-B at right back.
Yeah, but this is gonna.
No,
be
they had Diego Dallo.
Oh yeah, Dallo was back. I'm sorry. Yeah, they were testing out Dallo. Sorry. Again, a fake fan. So sorry. No, but what is the strongest United team right now? Like what does this team at its strongest look like right now?
I mean, obviously Luke Shaw needs to start on the left.
Casemiro definitely.
Martinez, Varane. I'm thinking because I know Diego Dallo has a couple of good performances against Leeds. The last two performances, he got an assist in the first game. And second game, he was somewhat solid. So
I mean,
but I like Wan-Bissaka defensively.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So it's like but this is also a question. Do you go for the player that's in form, or do you go for the player that's been playing well all season? Right. That's the question you have to pose. Because Wan-Bissaka is in form right now.
Yeah,
he performed very well against City. He's been playing well against Crystal Palace and such. Like he's been putting in performances. So it's like, who do you start? Do you start Diogo Dallo, who for a majority of the season has been your number one defender, who put in a shift at the World Cup? Like again, these are attributes that we're gonna have to put in because it's recency bias, right? So it's like, what are you gonna do? What choice are you gonna make?
You gotta play it safe tomorrow. You can't.
I'd probably say Diego Dallo because he started the last two games against Leeds and he's been in the team right now. He hasn't been playing bad. He's been playing really well.
Keep that same.
But don't get me wrong. I think Wan-Bissaka is great defensively. I mean, I want him back in that squad, but I don't know, man. It's difficult.
Nah, what's up? What? Don't hit me some bad news.
Thomas Partey ruled out for Man City clash through injury. My man got a muscular injury.
Oh no! I just saw that. Dimitrios, you can't see me right now because I have a monitor blocking my face.
I see the TV screen.
You see me, bro? You see? Look at this smile. Look at these buck teeth popping out. Looks like Jorginho's starting. No, that is actually really unfortunate for you guys. No Partey.
You shed a tear after you said that.
Yeah, so it turns out it's going to be 7-3 to Man City. No,
it gave you a good 3 goals right there. No, I'm crying.
No. So it's honestly just going to depend on who. You know, I don't think it's making. I think it makes a difference, but I think Arsenal can still hold their own.
Nah, we're done.
If they no, but Dimitrios, listen, they still hold their own if they give them Calvin Phillips on loan for a game, you know.
Yeah,
one game loan, you know. It's like, oh hey, you want to play for the other team for a day? Sure, why not?
I don't even care anymore.
Dimitrios, I feel you, bud. I've been there before. It's okay. It happens.
Our most important player.
Don't worry, just like gamble on points production, just to be like, yo. Ruling now, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm changing the bet right now.
Changing the bet right now. He's going into whatever service he uses. Yeah. Oh man.
FanDuel.
We don't promote on here. You know, if you like to use FanDuel, you can. We're not promoting FanDuel. If we don't promote gambling either.
No to action.
If no call to actions, you know, it's a typical tagline here on Match Week. If you'd like to gamble, it's on you. And if you have a gambling problem, please call the gambling helpline. If you want to, no call to actions. Just covering our bases. But, hold on. There's more to do here. Want to make sure that we're focused. I know. Dimitrios is like down bad right now. He's like, party's out. What am I going to be able to do? But there's one thing we do have to talk about in regards to Arsenal. KSI versus Arsenal. I don't know if you guys saw the recent video that came out.
Is that about the drink Prime? Or like something else?
Well, no, KSI has made a football video and he just shot with the Arsenal team. So he had Reece Nelson, Nketiah, and Gabriel Martinelli.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, why have I not watched this video?
It's on JJ Olatunji.
Yeah.
Backup. the back. No, his backup channel. But he has like 12.
He kind of has
his backup. He's got like 12 mil subscribers.
After.
But yeah,
it's interesting.
So that was a pretty cool video. Just for reference, Reece Nelson is still injured, so they had Oliver Tree be the third Arsenal player.
Is that a young guy?
No, the singer where he's like, life goes on and 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 on.
For real, he's in the video?
Yeah, he's in the video.
Oh, I gotta watch this.
Should we do a live reaction right now?
Oh man! Oh my god!
Pull it up?
Yes, please. I need Oh man!
Is that how we do? Should we do that? Guys, wait. Actually, I have a question now. This is actually a serious thought. For the last 15 minutes of match week every week now, should we just like have us react to a football video?
That'd be funny.
Oh my god, it'd be so funny. But no, yeah. So
I gotta see that video.
It was KSI, Simon Minter, and Chris MD up against Oliver Tree, Eddie Nketiah, and Gabriel Martinelli.
It's interesting. I don't have a sponsorship with the drink.
Prime.
The official sponsor. For Prime.
That's actually an interesting thing there because they've broken more than 1% of the market now, right? So for every 100 bottles of hydration drinks that are sold, Prime is one of them.
Same.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Wow.
But yeah, so I thought that was a cool news story of the week of KSI versus Arsenal. It's like, he finally made a football video, not just a Reddit video from his room.
Yeah, I mean,
or it's not Sidemen content.
Did you hear about that 16-year-old that played? PSG started on Chelsea. He was the first.
Yeah.
The first.
Emery.
Yeah.
Yo, he's so good.
He's like what? He's officially now the youngest player.
He's the youngest player to start in a Champions League match in like all of history. 16 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah,
what were you doing at 16 years old?
What was I doing at 16 years old?
I was playing Minecraft.
I was getting benched in high school soccer. Yeah. Coach didn't like me. I know. Okay, I'm gonna preface this. I know every person says that. Oh, the coach didn't like me. I have a whole episode of Match Week, episode 8, dedicated to my high school experience. So if you want to know my story, no call to actions. If you'd like to, you can tune it. Go to whatever streaming service you listen to. We're everywhere, and you can find episode 8, and you'll hear my story with my 3 other friends who played with me as well, and you'll get the whole rundown.
What year was that recorded?
That was recorded 2021. December of 2021. I
might have to
say.
check that out.
Yeah, it's a video too, so you get to see my beautiful face. I do have some clips in there of like me taking free kicks and like red card being handed out and stuff. So if you'd like to, no call to actions for the audience out there. If you want to tune on to it, you can.
Definitely cool to watch.
It would be pretty cool to watch, right? Like Ardi did something cool.
Right after this KSI video.
Right after the KSI video. You go. KSI,
I literally just watched like 3 minutes of my man Oliver Tree with like the. It's amazing. My man has a cricket back and doing like butterfly kicks. It's made my day. I don't even care if Thomas Partey's injured no more.
Oh man, he's like, yo, like we might lose, but Oliver Tree hitting crossbars. Come on. No, that's funny. But also, Kane beating the goal record.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a big story.
Yeah, he still didn't win anything. I don't even care.
He still didn't win anything.
It's true. You're not wrong.
He's higher than Wayne Rooney now, or
He already passed Wayne Rooney.
No, he passed Alan Shearer. Aaron Shearer.
In goals.
Not
as a player.
I'm
he has over 400.
Yo, already started freaking out when I said.
Yo,
as
no,
a goal.
There is one man. There is one man we do not disrespect on this show, and his name is Wayne Rooney. No, you calm down over there, right? just because he stole like 5 titles from Arsenal, don't talk. Shush, papa. We don't disrespect my boy. Do I disrespect Thierry Henry? No, we don't disrespect Wayne Rooney. We don't. I love how he's holding it back like, yeah, no. I mean, here's the thing. So the goal record was what? The Premier League goal scoring record or the Tottenham's goal scoring record?
Tottenham record.
Yeah.
But
so
he's
then
coming
how far away is he from Alan Shearer?
Alan Shearer's like what?
It's like 60 goals. I think he's like 260 something. I don't even know.
He's 267, I think. Harry Kane, and I think Alan Shearer's like has to be like 300 something.
Now my question is, has Harry Kane done it in a shorter or longer amount of time than Alan Shearer?
I mean,
it's probably probably on track.
Kane is only 29 years old right now.
Yeah,
I think.
Shearer played until what? He was 31 at Newcastle.
Kane's gonna pass that.
I mean, that's if Kane stays in the league, though.
You're right. Yeah,
which has been the most. I think this has been the biggest deciding factor for him because is he gonna prefer a Premier League title or his goal goal record?
Honestly, though, I mean, Haaland's gonna pass that in a couple of years.
Yeah, Alan Shearer has 260.
260.
Right now he's top, and then Wayne Rooney comes in second with 208. Then Harry Kane's in 200.
Yeah, how many assists does Wayne Rooney have in comparison to Harry Kane?
Probably a lot.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Way more.
Pull it up. I want to see the goal contribution, Steven. Pull it up.
He has 103 assists. So
Thank you.
in total, he would
How
have.
much does Kane have? How much does Kane have?
Kane got a lot of assists, man. Kane has a lot of assists,
Yeah,
man.
what is it at? What is that?
He has 44.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Nowhere near Wayne. Nowhere near Wayne. Clear, plain and simple. You tell me how to score goals when you play around Cristiano Ronaldo, Ryan Giggs, Ruben Nistelrooy, Scholesy. I'm trying to think of the other strikers. Dimitrios Berbatov, who was supplying for a while. Chicharito, he was supplying for a while. Robin Van Persie.
Okay, but Wayne Rooney also has 200 more appearances.
Yeah, because, again, he was playing around other strikers and supporting them. Wayne Rooney has been playing since he was 16 years old for Everton.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Goated.
Against Arsenal.
Yeah, against Arsenal.
Man, we're just Father Christmas. We give everyone gifts, man. This team is cursed.
Hey, you have a giving club. You guys are so charitable. It's so nice.
It is Christmas vibes, red and white. I don't know.
Christmas vibes, bro. We're in February already. You could have said, like, Valentine's Day vibes. Like, because we give the love to other clubs.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Feel the love, just like your friend from PSG. I think it's a great way to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Guys, thank you for joining me. I've been joined by Steve Moncayo.
Bye-bye.
Dimitrios Rodriguez.
Yes, shout out to my boy in Paris. Love you. Be safe, my guy.
In Paris. And Luke Cirianni.
See ya.
See ya. Don't want to be Guys, thank you for tuning in to Match Week this week. Appreciate you. Love you. Make sure you tell somebody you love them. I'll see you next time. Bye.